So in this video, we're going to put an end to the jumping on the 1200 bandwagon for fat loss.
Yeah, 1200 calories, that'll do a trick.
You, as an individual, have a very specific number that's only matched for you, and we're going to work it out. First thing you need to do, you need to figure out your weight in kilograms, specifically kilograms. Step 2, if you're a male, you're going to multiply that number by 24. If you're a female, you're going to multiply it by 22. The number you get here is known as your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. This is the minimum amount of calories you'd need to literally keep the lights on. If you were to be bedbound, you would still need calories to function. Blood flow, muscular contractions, things like that. Again, that's the bare minimum. But obviously, I'm assuming you're not bedbound, therefore you're moving. So a step above that, step number 3, we're going to calculate your activity level into the equation. Now, if you're very sedentary, i.e. under 10,000 steps a day, such as an office worker, a 9-to-5 office job, sat down quite a lot, basically not very active, you're going to multiply your BMR by 1.2. Next up, if you're a little bit more active, i.e. you surplus 10,000 steps a day, walk quite a lot, and you're not just sat at a desk, you're going to multiply it by 1.4. Now, the rare occasion you're super duper active, such as an construction worker, a manual labour, very hard grafting job, only then will you multiply it by 1.6, but for the most part, it's usually a 1.4. Okay, so once we've got your kind of basic foundation expenditure, I then want you to multiply that by 7, and that's going to give you your weekly calories. You're still with me. So we've got your BMR, we've got your general activity level, we've multiplied that by the week, so we've got your weekly expenditure. Now, if you go to the gym, which again I'm assuming you do, we're now going to add in all of your kinds of sessions throughout the week to that total number. So let's just say you burn 2,000 calories a day. You then multiply that by the 7, so you're at 1,400 calories. Let's say you train 3 times a week, and on average you burn 300 calories. We're then going to add in the 300 on top of that, so that's an extra 900 calories. Does that make sense? Now, if you've got something like a Fitbit or some sort of activity tracker, you'll have a pretty closer idea of how many calories you burn in a session. But on average, as depressing as it is, it's usually anywhere between 300 to 500 max. But again, if you've got a tracker, a bit more accurate. So add that on. Okay, so now we've got your weekly expenditure, including your training, including your activity level, all these things. We're now going to divide that total number you've got by 7 for each day of the week. Right, so where we're at now is your total daily energy expenditure. This is everything taken into account. Your gender, your activity level, how often you train a week. This is also known as your maintenance calories. This is what's going out. Now, we get to your goal. If you're looking to gain weight, you need to go above this, i.e. a caloric surplus. So you want to go north of that. If you want to maintain your weight, i.e. maintenance calories, keep it the same, level it out. Nothing will change. Now, if you're in the fat loss boat, we need to go south of your total daily energy expenditure, i.e. this is what we call a calorie deficit, less than what's going out. So whatever your total daily energy expenditure was, I want you to knock off 15%. You might need a calculator for this one, get that total daily energy expenditure, get 15% of it and knock that off. You are now in a deficit. As you can see, it's not a huge number. We're not just scraping it to 1,200 calories. It's a very subtle deficit, one that's not going to affect energy levels too much. It's not going to affect training, but it's going to put you in that all-important deficit, and this is where fat loss occurs. And there you are. That is your tailored number based off everything there is to know. So again, you can either track that number daily, or you can times that by 7, and there's your weekly net calories that you're allowed to have and still lose weight, which means some days can be a little bit higher if the previous days are a little bit lower. That makes sense? Probably cover that in another video, but there you go. There's your calorie deficit numbers.